Hi, Thomas. How are you?
Hi, Katie. I'm fine. How are you?
Very well, thank you. First of all, what's the latest team news ahead of Aston Villa on Saturday?
Everyone from last week's game against Crystal Palace should be available. Plus, we will assess Matthijs Jensen and Shandon Baptiste if they could be involved in the squad.
There are 4 days left until the transfer window closes. Are you happy with business so far, or would you like to add a few more attacking options before the deadline?
No, I'm happy. I think we have a strong squad. I said that the whole time. I think we have a squad that can compete. So yeah, happy. But of course, as you know, Katie, we always, aware of the market. I can't say there will definitely not come one in, but I can't say either there will come one in. So we are just aware and in the market, and we're definitely not desperate to get anyone in.
Just on that, we're hearing that the club are talking to Nottingham Forest attacker Brennan Johnson. What's the latest on that, and what would he bring to Brentford?
I would really love to discuss Jorn Wisser or Ivan Toney or Sergio Canos or Ethan Pinnock. But as long as we don't have the players in the house, then I don't think I could or should speak about other players.
Well, one transfer grabbing the headlines is the prospect of Cristiano Ronaldo going to Manchester City. I understand a lot of your recruitment is based on data. So using Brentford's impressive analytics, would Ronaldo get through as a 36-year-old?
I don't think the resale value is that big, but I haven't spoke to the commercial team, but I guess there's quite a bit of money to gain from that side. You never know. I haven't heard it's how can you say official yet? Maybe Brentford signed Ronaldo. You never know. Now he's a top player. He's one of the best in the world. He's still a really good striker. Not as good as he was. He'd probably be fuming if you heard me saying that.
Let's talk about Aston Villa then. Ollie Watkins is one of Brentford's stars that has gone on to play in the Premier League. What memories do you have of him at Brentford, and how pleased are you for his top flight success?
I want and wish Ollie all the best, and I'm so happy every single time he got success. It was a sad moment when he had to leave. I clearly remember the day after the playoff final, he was in tears because he loved the club, he loved the teammates, he loved everything about it. He wanted to play Premier League with Brentford, sorry. But of course, he had a season that was unbelievable, and we knew if we didn't go up that he had to go and see if he could be a success in the Premier League, which he proved last year. So I was never in doubt about that. I think even that we got a good price, it was still a bargain for Villa. And I'm looking forward to see him on Saturday. We are texting once in a while with each other, and I'm pleased also he got his England debut.
And finally from me, you're unbeaten so far this season. Are you doing better than you expected heading into the international break?
No. You want more? We are very humble. Of course, we believe in ourselves. Constantly talking about that attitude that we need to go into every single game, believe that we can win the game. And we also believe that we can go to Villa Park and get something out of it. Villa is a massive club. I think they've done fantastic. I think Dean, my good friend, have done a fantastic job at Villa. I think they built, they just on the last day, 2 years ago, survived. They invested massively in the squad in the last 3 seasons. Also this summer, 90 million. I know they got 100 in for Grealish, and they lost their best player. But they invested them well in Buendia, Ings, Bailey, Ashley Young. And last year they bought Cash and... there was another Ollie, of course. So they are building a team that potentially over time could be a top 8 team. And with the status of the club, I can't imagine anything else that they want to be a top 6 team in the future.
Thanks, Thomas, and good luck at the weekend.
Thank you very much.
Can we get Rebecca Coles from PLP next, please?
Good morning, Thomas. How are you?
Good morning, Rebecca. I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Thomas, a win, a draw in the Premier League, through to in the EFL Cup. The Bees continue to fly this season. How amazed are you?
Of course, I'm pleased. I'm mostly pleased with the performances so far. I still think there's bits we can do better, especially in the Crystal Palace game, first half against Forest Green. But we are in a good place, and we need to continue have that continuity and build on that, and constantly develop the team. But we are in a fine place. But we know we take nothing for granted. It's the tough opponent and a tough place we're going to tomorrow against a team that, of course, are big favorites. But we trust that we will and believe that we can make it difficult for them.
8th in the Premier League table too. Did you ever dream that you could be in the top half of the table just 3 weeks into the season?
Yes, but that's relatively easy. It's much more difficult to do it over time. So ask me after 10 games, after 19 games, and in the end of the season, then maybe I will speak a little bit more about it. Now it's just a snapshot. But of course, you can look at our 2 performances. They have been good.
New signings as well. How have they settled into the club, and what impact do you feel they've made?
Well, they're settling well, especially, of course, Christopher, Frank Onyeka, that have played the first 2 games from start, done very well. Jon Visser came in a little bit later. We have big expectations to him and believe that he can help us. Got 90 good minutes and a goal Tuesday night in the Carabao Cup. We have Alvaro Fernandez that is coming in. We believe he's a good goalkeeper. Miles Part-Harris. So I think they're settling well, and in different stages of how much and how good they can perform now.
Aston Villa up next as well. What can we expect from this game, and what strengths do you feel they have?
Very good team, as said before. Looking forward to face my good friend Dean Smith. I think he's done very well. Added layer throughout the 3 years he's been there. They will attack. They have a very promising attack going forward. And we know Ollie Watkins is a top player. Maybe he'll start, maybe he will not. Ings, they bought a player that, just outside the top 6 is one of the best strikers, I think, in the last couple of years in the Premier League. Buendia, very exciting young player. I really like also, I forgot the name, McGinn. I think he's a fantastic midfielder. I really, really like him.
Dean Smith, you know him very well. You obviously were assistant manager to him at Brentford. Do you feel you have a bit more of an inside knowledge as to how he will set up this weekend?
Yeah, but I think go both ways. I think he knows me very well as well. So, of course, we know each other. We know how each other think, and that of course is a help. But also, maybe it's not because the other person know the other one so well. But looking forward to meet him. Looking forward to meet Villa. Looking forward to speak to him again. Of course, we've been speaking the last couple of weeks.
Thomas, that's everything from me today. Good luck for the weekend.
Thank you very much.
Can we get John Southall from Radio 5 Live next, please?
Morning, Thomas. How are you?
Good morning, John. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. Just to sort of follow up on what Rebecca just said, just talk about the emotions of facing your old boss there. Yeah,
but first, I'm very happy that he's done so well. I know how a brilliant manager he is, how good he is to build a culture and a team that play in the way he believes they want to play. And he's, besides that, but also I think the most important thing actually, but that's just that affects football, but also outside, I think he's an unbelievable man, a person that really care about everyone in the club from top to bottom, really taking care of everyone. It doesn't matter if let's say is in Villa now the number one guy Grealish, or at least the number one guy a couple of weeks ago, or the kid man or whatever. He is a fantastic man manager and leader, besides all the football parts. So yeah, looking forward to see him. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to. We've been on the phone quite a few times in the last 1.5 years, but of course, because of COVID, a bit more difficult to see each other actually.
You mentioned Alvaro, and we know David is the number one goalkeeper, but with all the congested fixtures this year, it's going to be a long fixture list. Just to see Alvaro in action for the first time in a competitive game, what were your thoughts on his performance? What did you like? What do you want to see more from him?
I think he did well. I think it's a simple answer is that he just joined the club. He needs to adapt the culture, the style of play, the demands we have from him as a goalkeeper. But we believe a lot of him. I think he's a brilliant goalkeeper with a very good potential. So he just needs to train well every single day, have a top attitude, which he has, and then take it from there.
I saw some of your post-match comments against Forest Green. I know you guys had a good reaction in the second half after they had taken the lead. So do you think in a way that's helpful for the team going forward, that at this level, now that you're in the Premier League, now that you're in the Cup as a Premier League team where all these smaller clubs will be looking at you guys, as a big win, do you feel like that the way you reacted, it'll be something you can carry over into the league in the event that you do fall behind?
I always try to prepare the plan for the different scenarios. So if we're in front, if it's a draw, if we're behind. So I knew what I wanted to do if we were behind. Of course, it slightly changed with an injury, but I knew how offensive I wanted to play and which players I like to change, how I change the shape slightly. So in that way, I did what I would have done if we went behind. Of course, I hope that we didn't had to do it. But it's nice to have that opportunity to change the game during the game. It's also, I think, how can I say, maybe it had an even bigger impact because it was some of the more big guns that came on the pitch and helped some of the younger lads. That also helps, of course.
And finally, for me, Johan came in against Forest Green. I know he's also relatively new to the club as well. What did you see from him? What were you most pleased with his performance?
I was pleased that he is an offensive player. So of course I'm pleased that he scored a good goal and he was active on the final third. So that's important, but equally important was his work ethic and how he pressed, because that's a massive part of how we want to play. And he took a big step up compared to the last couple of weeks. There's still bits he needs to do even better, but he is going in the right direction. Just
one more quick question. If you guys do not add anyone else in the transfer window, are you pleased with the squad you have? Do you feel like this is a squad that going forward can be? We know you guys can be competitive in the Premier League, but are you satisfied right now with where the squad is if you guys do not make any more moves in the transfer window? Yes, I am. I think we have a competitive squad. This is how we do it. We have built a squad that we think is strong enough, exciting enough, also have some interesting players for the future that can develop and become even better. So it's that fine balance between performing now and get the results and build the club, but also have players that can develop and get even better in the future. Very good. Cheers, Thomas. Good luck on Saturday. Thank you very much. You're welcome.
So John Southall from Radio 5 Live, please.
Hi, Thomas. I'm back. I'm not sure what happened before.
No. Hi, John. Good to see you again.
Just going back to Dean Smith, how big an influence was he on you when you first came to the club, and has he been on your career, would you say?
I think Dean Smith, but also Richard Kelly, that was the assistant manager at that time, who also went to Villa with Dean, was a massive help for me. I joined the club first time I went overseas, or went into another country than Denmark. I think it shows everything about them that I was the first week I actually lived in their house, so they're extremely open-minded persons, and it made it so easy for me to be integrated in Brentford and together with them. And I told them, of course, I'm coming into the club, into the coaching staff. I need to earn their trust, but they were just completely open from day one. So fantastic. Then of course they're from UK, England. I'm from Denmark, so we have different cultures that hopefully we gave a bit to each other, but definitely to understand the English game, to understand the championship, to understand the English football, massive help. And I would say also going forward, since we, how can I say, split up, we've been on the phone to each other, and I asked for a few advices from Dean in different bits and pieces, where he's been always open-minded and helpful. So, great manager, even better person.
Yeah, I was going to ask if you picked his brain about managing in the Premier League when you came up before the season started.
Not specifically on that in the Premier League. It was bits and pieces, a bit and pieces in the Premier League as well. Also, but that was not the biggest thing I think he helped with the last couple of years.
How big a learning curve and a bigger challenge is this for you? You spoke about the challenges that Aston Villa kind of bring at the weekend, but every week there's a new and different challenge. How tough and exciting is that?
It's extremely exciting, but also extremely tough. The pace of the game and the quality of the players is crazy high. So I know that we have done very well, but we also have to, top perform every single time. And I think that's the big part, to keep that mental focus, physical focus, to keep producing good actions, good performances as an individual and as a team. That's the big thing we need to keep push every single day. Right now, we haven't been punished, you can say, by the Premier League, but of course that day will come when we make a mistake, or bang, then it goes extremely quick. Or okay, that was an unbelievable cross that found a player in the box. So we are very aware of it, and I think that's the big chance.
And just finally from me, obviously you're going to lose some players after Saturday for the international break. Do you have concerns about the players leaving, and obviously with the safety concerns and COVID? No, I haven't. I don't have any concerns. We all always pleased when players are being called up for the national team. We're proud of that. I'm different because I'm just it's a part of it. I'm 100% sure that people will take care of them wherever they go, and they will come back with hopefully good experiences. Right. Good luck tomorrow. Cheers, Thomas.
Thank you, John.
So Phil Curry from Radio London, please.
Hi, Thomas. Good morning to you. I'm going to ask you about Dean in a minute, but before that, just someone else who's got a Brentford connection, who you've worked with, who's now at Aston Villa. How pleased have you been with the process and the progress of Ezri Konsa?
Hi, Phil. Good to see you and good morning. Ezri, very talented centre-back. He's I would say, a Rolls Royce in terms of how he moves. He's a smooth mover. You don't know how quick he is, but every single time you face a player that is really quick, he just at a level up, or just sprint a little bit more, or go a little quicker. I think he's extremely good on the ball, and he learned to be a better and better defender. I think it's sometimes when you are how can you say very talented footballer, a smooth mover, just look like a nice, good player. And as a centre back, you need to be able to also get that toughness into the duels and be an unbelievable defender, because that is how you're rated if you want to go to the top level. But he has improved and developed over the last 3 years? I can't remember. Yeah, 2 years, at least 3 years. But he's still, huge potential in my view.
You talk about the relationship with Dean. Obviously, when you arrived at Brentford, Dean was the head coach, but you had a huge amount of experience as a head coach yourself and had managed in European football. What was it about him as a person, I suppose, that was able to, and that you were able to work that relationship where you were assistant head coach, he was a head coach, that it worked?
I think, of course, it goes both ways. I need to try to find my way in and find my feet and be humble and find the right moments to maybe approach new ideas. But the most important person in that equation is the head coach or the manager. Because if he is not open, if he is not welcoming, if he is not putting a lot of effort into to include new staff members, it's never going to work. And Dean, he just did that to a high score. I must say that's very impressive. That tells a lot about his leadership and his human skills.
And they say that where a club or an individual or an organisation may be, quite often you stand on the shoulders of giants. Without putting words in your mouth, is Dean one of those giants that Brentford are now, whereas you are as a club, is standing on the shoulders of? The work that he put into the club has played a role of where you are at this moment?
Yeah, 100%. Dean was here 3 years, built at a club. I think it's just the same, the day I will leave, or, we also had Warburton before that, there's a lot of coaches who've done a good job, to build the club going forward. But no doubt that Dean had a very big impact in terms of how could I say in those of the foundation we stood on, and of course we lifted it. The season I took over more or less the same, and then we lifted it to the next level. But you need to have a very strong foundation, and Dean built that very strong foundation. So I could, let's say, stand on that, and others could stand on that to perform, definitely.
And just finally then, for me, in regards to the game itself, as you say, that is this, and again, don't want to put words in your mouth, but is this potentially, looking on paper, that the hardest game so far of the Premier League season? Yeah. I don't think you're that far off. I think Villa Park is an extremely difficult place to play. I think their fans are quite noisy on a good day, and can put pressure on us and help the home side to push forward. As I said earlier, I think they invested massively in the squad the last 3 years. A huge amount of money the first year, quite a lot last year, and they added even more this year again. And I felt that they have founded young-ish players that fitted the profile they wanted. So they have just built a squad that can push for whatever, top 10, top 8. This season, I don't think they don't disrespect, but I think the top 6 is still, everything is possible. West Ham did it last year, I think, didn't they? They become 6, I think. So I think Villa is in that bracket. I think they have a big potential. I think with Dean in charge, with the squad, I think another one, talking about connection, Johan Lange, my Danish friend in Villa, have done a good job as well. So I think they have built something that look really, really interesting. And they have a team with some individuals where you just think, whoa, it's going to be a tough task. Brilliant. Best of luck tomorrow. Thanks for your time this morning, Thomas.
Thank you, Phil. Welcome.
Right, everybody. So that's the end of the